Welcome back to As a Reincarnated Aristocrat Anime Review, episode number 18. We're reviewing the 24th episode of the anime for the full title is As a Reincarnated Aristocrat, I use my praise to rise of the world. And with this, we're pretty much at the end of season 2 of the show, and it has been confirmed we're getting season 3. Yep. Which, that's just by sheer coincidence they announced this, they greenlit this, they announced this, right at the end of the season. This is the third time I've seen this happen recently. Because this year, we had 3 shows in their second seasons, and they announced, we're getting, while I'm watching, we're getting our season. They did this with, not only this one, but also with Mashuko Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, and also with Too So Much With Fantasy. So season wraps up. We have an announcement of a season 3, which I'm so happy with that. Now, this actually is the first. This is actually one of 2 shows that aired this year. We have 2 seasons air the same year. Yeah, with Blue X's. That's dropping really soon. So, in this episode, we're going to begin basically the last part of the season where Thomas is leading his troops. We have the trap of basically these bombs. And Carter's about to attack, and then, of course, Ross's like, wait, stop, wait a minute. And then a flashback, there might be bombs in there. Okay, so then they launch basically a raid attack on them, which also involves, Pam and his group, and also the other mercenary work with it, which I thought was really cool to see these guys work together. And Thomas is defeated, after also R is briefly taking him on, of course, Reese stops him. Though, of course, basically, he admits defeat to his sister, which this actually is the first time in Prez these 2 have actually seen each other, because the only time we see these 2 together is in flashbacks. Here, basically, of course, Arz looks at her as he hides her feelings. Of course, she admits, yeah, you whooped me, but if my pupil over here, you would have won. Yep. Yeah, with this victory, Velma lost his chief advisor, who was captured. Of course, Corazon did offer him to work for him. He's like, no, I've sworn allegiance to your brother. And then he's hauled into a cell. Which, gotta praise the fact he didn't betray him. Which, I'm sure probably his boss is very appreciative about that. He probably is not appreciative of the fact he lost the battle, but he does probably appreciate the fact that he actually just didn't betray him, which is quite nice. Yep. And then prepared for that, and of course they have promotions. Where we have Lamar, he gets kind of advisor basically at the time they just captured. And, of course, where Lupa, he was a guy who defected. One of 2 guys defected. Basically, they got promoted to a different head of a different district. And ours got Kinnear, which was Lamir's district. And we have a brief scene with them basically just chatting about it, where he actually mentioned he grew up in the place. And basically, he was not very happy with the promotion, but he feels as though the best person to basically take care of his home is ours. He does agree with that. If he's off being promoted to a different area, which of course basically a lot more resources, he thinks ours is definitely a good choice. And apparently this was hinted at the end of season 1 for the show, where they hints the fact that, this might happen, and, well, it happened, which is quite nice. And of course also, as soon as his party is wrapped up, and then ours goes home to his wife. And by the way, also the people who were there who actually were against the promotion because he's so young. But look at his future father-in-law and the headman of the town of the area where he's in both agree he's the right person for the job. Headman, I'm not surprised because the fact he's marrying his daughter. And the other guy probably because he trusts him a lot. So you gotta appreciate it for that. And of course they go home. Of course, Lucia does know about it, and of course he's reading everybody, and we see with the parents of one of the fallen soldiers, and they actually appreciate the fact that he actually took time to send him a letter, basically tell how awesome, basically about kind words about their son, and Reese helped him with that. Yes, but I gotta praise Arch for the fact he actually looks out for his own people, which that's probably a good job for a lord to do. Look out for his people, and he did. He basically people may have died, and now here's the thing. It has been mentioned, I've seen also when it comes to, the American Revolution, however, or these other wars, where generals probably have to send letters home to families about basically about their son being killed in combat, and had the similar basically form of it. From what I can tell, that's a perfectly natural thing to do, but he had to do it for a lot of them, so you gotta appreciate it for that. And of course, CS gives him a hug, almost nearly attack him, and then here comes his siblings, and then here comes his mom, and then of course Hammond is there because basically, well, there's a reason why. And then of course the CRs are basically dragged onto another room, like, oh yeah, gotta get changed. And the reason? Because they're gonna have their wedding ceremony. Yes. And they have it right in front of the artist's father's grave. Like, right in that vicinity. And, like, they have basically, like they put like a white outfit, of course. And, of course, let's see, it puts on this beautiful wedding dress. And, of course, you have a funny moment of Reese with one of the guys who defected. And he's basically eating. I was like, hey, don't eat that. It's, like, so funny. You have other guys, I think it's, like, fishermen, who basically brought a lot of fish to eat for their meal. Which, God praise them for that. And, well, it's a nice, happy ending. And that's the end of the season. It's a really good scene here. And yes, I believe this is from, I think it's from book 4, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think the scene's from book 4, at least about the beginning of book 4, because I think they'd probably finished adapting book 3 by now. Yeah, but I read basically the book number, I think it's 5, I think it is. Yes. So, yeah, I read the book 5, so I think we're at the end of book 4. So, they greenlit for season 2, which I'm glad they did. I don't know what's coming out next year, and I do not know about that. So I think in the case of this season, they probably call books 3 and 4. That's my guess, anyways. Yep. And with that, also, basically, we're done with season 2 of the show. Final thought of season 2. That was my I guess I have to do that. Excellent season. Loved it. Yeah, pretty much all the episodes generally put, I think, except for one, maybe. Well, I recorded it, recorded the review of the episode the day it came out. And, yeah, kind of surprised though. We only started this like a little over 2 months ago, and now we're pretty much done. Yeah. I think they'll take like 1 week off. Also, with this completed, Sunday is down from 3 down to 2 anime to cover. Yep. Now, the next 2 anime... Yeah, so next anime basically to watch will be Demon Lord Retry, and there's a reason why. Though this one I'm discussing 2 episodes this one because, well, we'll discuss that in a bit. That's next, and after that will be the 7 Deadly Sins, 4 Nights Apocalypse, and there's a reason why for that one, of why I'm doing that one next too. And afterwards, I think next will be Fairy to Warrior's Quest. Okay, the next video. Bye.